Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I hope all is well. I'm going to give YouTube a few minutes to notify people as well as Facebook. How is everyone doing? It has been a moment. How is everyone doing? What is going on? I'm here just to answer a few questions today. No specific topic. Let's see what happens. Hey, Terry C., how are you? So I'm not alone. Who else will join me? Hey, Terry, what's going on with you out there? Let me see, can I pull up Facebook? I can get the comments. And we could talk for a little bit, guys. See what's going on out here in these notary streets. Oh, let me see this Facebook coming up for me. Doesn't look like it. Y'all know I had a darndest time with this. If Alexis and them not on here, sometimes I can't talk to Facebook. Yeah, I can still see your comments. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hey, Marjorie. How are you? It's been a minute. What's going on? How's business? What's up? What's up? So I'm going to be by myself today. My eyes are a little watery. I am looking about like a raccoon about the eyes. My allergies are in full effect. Tracy Davis, what's going on with you? How's it going? So if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to go ahead and put it in the chat for me because I'm actually just here for you today. I don't have any agenda. I don't have anything I really want to talk about. Just chatting it up. Any questions you have, that is why I'm here. I'm hoping Facebook got the notification because I really would love my Facebook people here. I just can't see them. How y'all been doing? I have been busy. Doing a little bit of everything. Okay, Terry. I've been witnessing. I've done a seller's package and a medical POA. Terry, you are on the move. I'm so proud of you. Hey, Angela, what's going on with you? Good to see your name. Good to see you out there. Yes, Terry, you are doing great. I'm so proud of you. So how was it doing your first? Was that your first seller's package? I know you have been doing a lot of witnessing work. Was that your first seller's package and medical power of attorney? If you all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the little chat there. Hey, Linda, long time no hear from. How you been doing? Nice to see your name too. Everyone is joining us. Let's see. It looks like I do have one person on Facebook, but I'm not able to pull it up. Let me try one more time. So welcome to those on Facebook and who will watch the replay, okay? Welcome to everyone. That was your first. How did it go? Did you do it perfectly? Let me know. How did it go? Oh, good. I'm happy you're here too. Yeah, nothing too new with me, guys. I have just been notarizing, working. Had a little project I was working on the side for some volunteer work I was doing. And it's always good to give back to the community. But I was doing that for a moment. So I had two jobs today. One of them I couldn't actually finish. Hey, Facebook, I cannot see your name. I am trying to, but it's not pulling up for me. So welcome. Yeah, so my two jobs I had today, I was going to tell you about one of them. And Angela says she's been getting this a lot too. So the person bought a car from someone else. And they called me. I did all my screening. I might have to add this screening to my this question to my screening in the future because it's happened a couple of times now. Oh, hey Kim, welcome. And Michael, is it Mikael or Michael McIntyre? Welcome. Yes, welcome to your first live, Kim. Beautiful name, I must say. So anyway, yeah, so one of my clients today had bought a car from somebody in South Carolina. I'm in Georgia, and doesn't matter, I teach in all 50 states, we all do. But anyway, so the person that actually needed to have their signature notarized was not the person on the Georgia side. It was a seller on the South Carolina side. So when he got here, I looked at the paper, and it was funny because I told Jeffrey, my husband, I said, I bet the other person is the one whose signature needed to be notarized, the seller. Sure enough, when he got here, it was a seller signature that needs to be notarized. So that being the case, I could not notarize it for him. So I gave him a suggestion. I don't know if it'll work because I'm not in a remote online notary state. If any of you are doing remote online notaries, let me know if this was a possibility for him or not. I don't know. I always try to give a solution to the problem. So let me tell you what I told him. And if any of you are in Ron states, let me know if this could work or if it could not, because I just don't know. So I told him he had the title, the other person has signed it. Could he do like a remote online notary, hire a company, and then the other person, the seller, would have to, of course, show his face and et cetera, et cetera. They had the document because you're going to upload it anyway. Could they just identify him and then attach whatever notarization would have went with that? You know, because they had the document on the Georgia side, but they're going to scan it and upload it anyway, as long as the signatures match. So let me know if that's something, if you're in a Ron state, if that's something that could happen, because I did not know what process could work. And as I just stated, I always try to give the client something to work with. So we have a question. Like I said, I was not here just to chit chat, but since we were waiting on questions, anything you guys want to know, feel free to drop it in the chat. So Michael says, hello, I'm interested in starting my own notary business. Do you do classes to train about do's and don'ts of being a notary? If so, how do I sign up? Yeah, so the online self-paced Notarize Like a Pro, as well as the private one-on-one lessons, we do go over some do's and don'ts as a notary. There are quite a few. I'll give you a couple right here. Not a secret, nothing we haven't talked about already. So one of those classes would probably be great for you to help get you started. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Nene? Hello. Happy stamping. Yeah. So just a couple of do's and don'ts. You always want to make sure your client is in front of you. Sometimes they will ask you. I just did a video too on strange notarizations. Go back and watch some of those videos. I have a couple, I think, about strange requests and when to say no, because sometimes you will have to say no. But sometimes the people want you to notarize and they're not actually in front of you. So we know that's a definite no. They will ask you to use expired ID. Some states allow it, some don't. So I'll push back to your handbook for that answer. But you really want to just make sure that everything is, your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, because people will try you out here. And if you don't have proper training and you do not know what you should be doing, they can tell. So you have to be the authority in the room. You have to command the table. That's what I always say. Okay. The sign up for the one-on-one sessions are at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Everything I'm talking about today, if we have, if I refer you to a course or a book or anything, you can find it at notaryeducatorsllc.com. And that is another one of the number one questions that we get on Facebook and actually everywhere. How do I get started? And if you don't know how to start your notary business, the first thing I'd recommend is get my book for your state. It is state specific. I do realize we got a few changes coming in some of the states, so I need to do a couple updates, but it's nothing major that would stop you from starting your business. Illinois has a couple changes coming. Alabama have a couple changes coming. So again, if you buy the book right now, the changes are not in effect, but it's nothing that will stop you from executing your business. It's just a couple little pieces there. So like for one of them, I believe it's Illinois, they're going to have to start having a journal. It's going to be mandatory, where it's not right now. No biggie, because I always recommend you have a journal. If your state says you require it or you don't, we are going to keep a journal, right? Because we always want to make sure we document everything. And in case somebody ever calls us back on a notarization, we are covered. Okay. So yeah, so sign up for the one-on-one training sessions. We have not been doing any group training right now. I think Angela has a couple of apostille group courses going on, but training, but I'm just been doing basically myself and Alexis and Angela, mostly one-on-one trainings. It's just working out really good that way. And hello to my people on Facebook. I cannot see your name, but I think if you give StreamYard permission, it'll show your name on this side. So we have somebody from Orlando, Claremont, Florida. Yes, welcome, welcome. My favorite place. Who else we got here? What other questions? So Psalms 55 says, you had a good question on Facebook about marketing. Do you recommend taking goodie bags or gifts to title offices when marketing to them? Yeah, I did a whole video on that actually. So that's going to depend. Oh, hey, LaShonda from South Carolina. Yeah, Psalms 50, to answer your question about the goodie bags and marketing. Some people are completely like, you don't ever take anything. I don't typically take things out when I go marketing either. I'm more about letting the company know what I can do for them. That just sounds like this. And I've done it many a times. Hey, Philly's in the house. Yeah, that sounds just like this when I'm marketing without anything. Because sometimes people take the goodies and stuff like that because they really don't know what to say or how to market themselves, right? But when you're marketing yourself, you telling the company what you can do for them, not just leaving something for them to eat, right? So that may sound something when I go to a nursing home. Hey, my name is Kimberly. I'm a mobile notary. I know many of your clients cannot get out. It would be my pleasure to travel to them. And they'll usually say, mobile notary? I didn't even know such a thing existed. And I'll just confirm and let them know, yeah, you can call me. I'm open 7 days a week. You know, what can you do for the client instead of just always taking something? Because they may eat the goodies, they may not, but they really want to know, what can you do for them? How can you help them to grow? And once you start explaining to them, you'll lessen that marketing budget because you don't always have to be taking gifts and stuff. Now, I'm all about being appreciative. So after you've done a couple jobs for someone or completed several, how about, oh, do you mind if I drop off, some donuts for the team in the morning? Ask permission. Because I actually had one of my clients that I started taking treats and gifts to, and they did not like it. He was flat out. So I worked around it twice. He told me no. Well, first time he says, oh, he was telling me in a nice way, and I didn't get the hint. He said, oh, so you're just going to spoil them by keep bringing them things? Because I had taken them things like twice. So I didn't get the hint. The next time he says, hey, Kimberly, I prefer you don't bring anything to them. And I was like, okay. So then they had given me so much business. I just felt like, dog, I really want to do something for them, right? So another time, it was about maybe 2 months later, I asked, I said, hey, do you mind if he was like, no, it's not necessary. Please don't. And I was like, that was the last time I ever asked. And I've been doing business with them now for 3 years. So what's holding me and what's committing us to each other, and I don't take goodies and all that, is my work. They know that they can call me anytime. I'm Johnny on the spot. I'm right there. If I cannot get there, I have Angela's part of my team, Marcel. We all work together. When I say part of my team, we all work together. Marcel, I can always get Ladero or anybody in my area, that I can refer work to if I can't do it. So they already know she's going to get it done if it's something they cannot. Because a lot of times you have what I call work notaries, and they don't know how to notarize everything, or the company won't even allow them to notarize everything. They don't want the liability. So in that case, they call me. So again, you want to build relationships, not just based on gifts, but actually what can you do for them? Kind of like, now this is going to be way off, y'all, but I'm reaching. But I do kind of feel like this. You have, boyfriend or whatever. He just always giving you stuff. But when you need him there for the major stuff, he is not there. You need him to go to the family picnic. He's not there, but he always buying you, taking you dinner and stuff like that. What is he really doing for you? When you really need him, he's not there. So anyway, same thing with your clients. So you just want to let them know, hey, I am available to do whatever you need, and let them know that you are. So somebody in Facebook said they are a work notary. So we don't want you to be a work notary. We want you to be a business notary. So you may need to take a little training so we can show you how to take your business, your stamp, and not just be a work notary, but do it for yourself. It's nothing like owning your own business. Now, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I work way harder I got my shirt on today because I've been working. None better mobile notary. I work way harder running this and notary educators than I ever did working at the hospital. But I loved working at the hospital, and I love nothing more than working for myself. So it's a different kind of work because I'm working. When I'm not on YouTube, I'm actually stamping papers. Okay, so I'm not just, or writing a book or something like that. But most of the time, I'm actually working in these streets too. So that's how I know what's going on. Hey, Marcel. So let's see what else we have here. Facebook says, I had a customer call regarding a deed. I rarely do these. What questions should I ask? So I have a whole video about screening questions that you should ask for general notary work. You want to make sure you ask, do they have current ID? You want to make sure, it's also in my book, Start Your Notary Business. I have a whole list of screening questions and samples too, actual samples, verbiage for different scenarios. And Specialty Notary Work is the other book and course. You might check those out if you really want to get into these. Okay, you don't want to be just taking it, but I'm giving you some questions because that's what I do. I don't just try to hide and sell you something. So you would definitely want to ask, do they have ID? You want to know if they need witnesses for the document. Do they have their own witnesses? Another question you want to ask, where are you traveling to? Is it someone's home? Are you going to an attorney's office? Those are details that you will definitely want to know. Okay. I do have a whole video on questions to ask. And again, I mentioned those other references for you too. So if you want to do it like a pro, but questions equal money. Remember that. You heard it here first. I always say that. That's my saying. Questions equal money. You always need to ask questions, because the more questions you ask, the more likely you can get that bill a little higher, demand a little bit more from your client, because they may think, oh, I just need you to stamp this paper. Well, no, I need to start asking questions. And the more questions you ask, they realize, oh, I see this is not going to be $2, like Georgia says, or it's not going to be $5 or $10. It's going to be a little bit more involved, right? I need to cut the air up, y'all. Hold on. It's hot. It's hot up here. It's hot in Georgia. I don't know what's going on where you are, but it is hot, hot, hot. Let me close that too. Okay. I'm back. So anyway, yeah. So questions equal money. You got to ask those screening questions. And that's the only way you're going to have a profitable business. You have to ask questions. Because if not, they're going to tell you one thing. And they're going to tell you, oh, I just have one document. And you get there, it's 4. Oh, it's just me signing, and you get there, is not only them signing, but another signer plus 2 witnesses. So now you got 4 people you have to ID. You see what I mean? So you got to ask questions so you can know what you're walking into. And that will also help you with your comfort level. Once you know what you're actually walking into, when you ask those questions, it kind of takes the edge off. Because if you don't ask questions and you just get there and it's like, what is this document? What do they need? And it happens, because I've done that before and not asked all the questions I need to. And then it's like, dog, So anyway, Terry says they both went very well, because she was telling us about her 2 signings that she had. One of the ladies she was a witness for gave her the assignment. And another one, a notary gave her, a fellow notary sister gave her, was my call a friend on the seller's pack? Was a friend. Okay. And the POA went well, so well that they end up hugging each other. Oh, that is so good. I'm so proud of you. And don't be scared. Now you have a few under your belt. Take that training, because we train with Terry. And take that training. If you get stuck, just let us know. But sounds like you're doing amazing. Very good. Always double check your work is something I always tell notaries too. That's part of our teaching. That is a must. You do not get out there and just start stamping and don't verify your work at the end. Never. You always double check. Marcel says, happy Tuesday. Hey, Chantel, what's going on? Nice to hear from you. Kim says, I have my first loan signing tomorrow and I'm terrified. So Kim, watch my video on how to take control of the signing table, because I talk about that. A few tips for you. I'm hoping you have had someone's training on loan signings and not just faking it till you make it. I hope that is the case. Hey, Facebook, I cannot see who I'm talking to, but welcome. So a couple of tips for your first loan signing tomorrow, though, is always, double check your package. What's the word I'm looking for? Can't even think of it. Prepare your package. That's what I'm trying to say. Excuse me, prepare your package. When I say prepare your package, you should put your eyes on every single page. Make sure if you need legal and letter in there, take 2 sets of documents. Again, if you have not had any kind of training, we're going to pray you get through this one. But after that, if you have not had any training, check out either Alexis's loan signing course, the self-paced, or the live version, one-on-one, and let's get you really up to par. Because I hate when the notaries, and I'm not talking about Kim because I don't know her situation, but I know for a fact how many phone calls and text messages and stuff that we receive that people say, I got my first signing, and they've never had any training. That's not a good way to start your business, guys. Do not fake it. If you have to invest just a little bit in yourself to get some training, because you want to continue to get training. You don't want to be a one-hit wonder. And what do I mean by that? Somebody have singers and songwriters and stuff, and they have one hit, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember them, but they only had one song. You get that one notary signing job and you mess it up. We don't want you to be that person. We want you to get one after another, after another, after another. So that comes with experience, okay? And proper training initially. So a lot of times people will just do it. So congratulations on your first signing notes. I gave you a couple tips. Make sure you take control of the table. Watch my video about taking control of the table. Prepare your documents. And just take your time. And always double check your work, okay? And congratulations on your first signing tomorrow. Does Facebook help you get clients? Charles is asking. Hey, Charles, welcome. So, Charles, I have gotten a client from Facebook. Actually, they found me through our Notary Educators page of all places. And then she calls me and she says, I realize now that I have you that I think you may be a trainer and that you're not actually a notary. And I changed it. I helped her see the truth of that real quick. I said, I'm a trainer, but I also am a notary. So I was able to do that. And that was a well-paying job, actually. I want to say it was $200 because I provided the witnesses also for her. It was a weekend assignment. And that came from my Notary Educators Facebook page. She said she could not find a notary. So the reason the cost was so much, too, because the travel. She was out of my normal travel range. So I do not get most of my clients from Facebook. I do not. You might advertise to attorneys on Facebook, maybe, because I know you can be very specific who sees your ads. So I'm just giving you some tips of who you may want to market to. Maybe realtors in your area. When you're running the ad, you can specify you want attorneys to see it, realtors, and of that type of those groups. But I personally don't receive business from IG. I do not receive, that's Instagram for those who don't know. I do not receive business from Instagram. I do not receive business from TikTok. I don't. Most of mine, I promise you, is my Google page. My Google page is tight. And I always ask, what does your Google page look like? Does it look like a dry piece of toast or does it look like an edible arrangement? Right? So my page is very, very, very nice. I have pictures, I have videos, I have over 300 reviews. If you're just starting out, you may not have all of what I have. I've been doing this for a minute now, but you want to make sure your Google page has your picture if you're not afraid for some reason. Just make sure you watch my videos about Google My Business. I have about 6 of them. Alexis has a whole course about Google My Business. So that's how I get most of my clients. But when you're on Instagram and all that, you're really basically advertising to other notaries. The average client is not looking for their notary on IG. Now, I know somebody going to say, I got a client from Instagram, and I'm happy for you. But if you start, when people ask me where to spend their money, I do not recommend you spend money on Instagram and Facebook and all that right now. That's just not where the marketing is. If you're going to spend money on something, I would say buy Google ads. That way you can do targeted zip codes. You can do targeted cities and stuff like that. If you do Google My Business, that's where I would spend my hard-earned cash, not on Facebook. Okay. That's just my opinion. Somebody else may say, well, Kim, I get a lot of business from LinkedIn and all that. And if they do, I'm happy for you, but I'm just telling you where I receive business. Hey, Facebook. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to be clear because I know it's an exception to every rule. But if I'm spending my money right now, I'm doing it on Google Ads because I know that works. Thumbtack and all that, I can't even suggest that because I never paid for Thumbtack, so I can't say that it works. I know other people have been very successful with it, but it's just not something I've ever tried. So that's why I can't recommend it. Okay, so Terry says I need to get out there, and my girlfriend has confidence in me to help her out. We have a small group of notaries, and we help encourage and give positivity to each one. 313 Sister Squad. Yes, I love it. I love it. Hey, I could be part of 313. You know, that's where I grew up at now. Born and raised, 313. That is great, though. I'm happy for you. And it's good to network because I have my little team around me. We have our little team that we kind of work together, you know, and part of that is feeling confident. We talked about this on the Facebook Live, I think, that we feel confident in giving our work to certain people because we train them. One, I don't feel comfortable giving my work to everybody because I just don't know that they can deliver. And you only get one time to kind of really make it go bad. And if my name is on it, that's why I don't have a signing service. I'm going to tell y'all. For me, I cannot. I am too much of a control freak because I need to see. I would have everybody scan back, and that's why people scan back because they want to make sure it's right. So when these signing companies are saying, "Hey, we need scan backs and we need them ASAP, and don't deliver it until we see it," that's because they know how many errors are out there. So you can't get mad at them. I have no problem doing scan backs. I have no problem. I enjoy working for signing companies as long as they're going to pay me. Now, y'all know I just did that video about $20 job. So check that one out if you didn't see it. The signing companies. That's a new one I just put out. So I'm not doing it for $20. But if they pay me well, I have no problem working for signing companies. Matter of fact, that's how I get most of my business like that is through signing companies. My loan signing agent work. I have a few directs, but mostly I don't mind working with signing companies as long as they're paying. And they pay you when you do good work. They have to pay less sometimes, as I stated in that video recently, because they already know most notaries for real have not been trained. And they just going to go out there and mess up the doc, but they want to try it. They're going to give you a shot. And then they got to turn back around and pay me or pay Angela or Marcel or somebody else that's trained, Alexis, to go back out there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get that training. I know training is a dirty word in the notary space. You know, it really is. It's gotten a bad rap, you know, because there are, you know, some people that may have just saw this as, you know, quick buck. Let me say I'm going to train somebody and they really don't train them. Well, we are here for the long term. So that's not how we run notary educators. We are actually educators, and we want to make sure you know how to run your business. We want to know that you know what you're doing out there, because that's how we grow. We only grow if we teaching you the right thing. So our Facebook group is over 6,000 members in less than a year. I'm still surprised. We just had a little celebration in case you missed it. But we really want you to do well. So that's why we're big on training. And like I said, I know the whole word training is like a cuss word right now in the notary space. And everybody telling you, you don't need training. You could just do this or you could just do that. You can just do that. And I'm big on self-teaching. If you want to self-teach yourself, hey, I'm all about that life because I self-teach myself a lot of stuff. But I'm not above paying for training, because if you saw my tax video that I just did recently, I put all my expenses. And last year, I paid about $800 out for training. So I'm getting ready to take some more training, actually. So yeah, I'm not above taking a training class because that's the only way you're going to be a pro. And then once you become a pro at it, it's an investment in your business. You get to write it off on your taxes too, most of the time. So let's see. Kim says, I took the NNA and passed the test. So if you feel that's sufficient, Kim, to get this job done, it may be sufficient. But if you find that you need more like a real life experience with that loan signing, because I took the NNA too. And we still have a lot of people that have taken the NNA training, and they still have to kind of double back to us because they kind of need it all to like to connect the dots. So depending on what type of student you are. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. If you feel you need to reach out for additional training, let us know. But I'm hoping the best and praying the best for you. And if you took the NNA, you felt pretty confident, cool. And not a dig at you, Kim, but a lot of people have passed the test and they still don't know how to execute them documents. So just because you person may have passed doesn't mean. So I'm really hoping you're good tomorrow, okay? So keep us posted. All right, C Gear. Terry, I'm glad you've had great success on your signings. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday evening. That must be someone else from Michigan. Hey, C Gear. You're welcome, Kim. Yeah, we are wishing you the best. And I know you got this. Just do those little double takes. You know, do those little tips I told you rather. Chantel says, nothing much, Slim Goody with the goods. Okay. We got Facebook says, I was a loan signing agent for an entire year. I never received any signings, so I never renewed. What was I doing wrong? Oh, well, part of it, I don't know. Did you have training? And I want you to renew. If you're going to be doing this, are you doing notary work still at all? And I wouldn't say it was you. It might have been, well, let's start over. Because not to receive any signings for the whole year, I would always start with your profile. How did your profile look, first of all? Did you have a picture there? What did the picture look like? What did your description say about you? You know what I'm saying? So you do have to kind of start with yourself, I guess. But that doesn't mean anything though, just because you didn't get anything. Maybe it wasn't any work in your area. Are you in a suburb? Are you in the country? Are you in a rural area? Now, if you're in a popping city and you didn't populate it and popping city and you didn't receive anything, now we gotta, do a little bit more digging too. So think about those things. If you're still in the business or want to be in the business, reach out to us at notaryeducatorsllc.com and let's see, can we help you? Okay. Notary down south. Hey, what's going on with you, girl? Hey, Yvonne, welcome. Charles, you're so welcome. And Facebook says that makes sense. Are Google ads expensive? Hey, Sharon. So, to me, it just depends. So this is what I recommend with Google ads. For example, one time I ran an ad. It was on a Sunday. I'll never forget it. I ran the ad on a Sunday. I got one call that I paid $12 for the lead. That was a lot. I charged the client $25, right? So I was like, I still made $12, but it cost me $12. So for me, that didn't make sense. But I will say this, and I know it to be a fact, and I don't run ads now because I don't have to, but I'm not above it. If I really want to get my apostille business going or whatever piece of my business, I will run an ad advertising only that one piece of it. When you're running ads, a few tips are only run the ad when you actually want to work. What most people do is they'll run the ad 24 hours, 7 days a week. And if you're only open from 9 to 5, why are you paying for ads the whole rest of the time? Or why are you running ads on the weekend when you're not open? So you got to be strategic when it comes to Google ads. You have to know how to play the game. You got to make sure you have the right keywords. So like I was saying earlier, if I wanted to run an ad and I'm only really wanting to pull out those apostille clients, those high ticket dollar items, then I'm going to run my ad using keywords that include apostille. Okay. So I'm not going to run it ink fingerprinting, and you don't want to just put the word notary, because if anybody even looking to be a notary, your ad might pop up. And if they click the ad, then you pay for it. So you only pay for Google ads if someone clicks your ad. So that's a plus with Google. Let's do a few more questions here, and then I'm going to head out because I plan to go live again tomorrow. Don't know what time yet. It just kind of be based on my schedule, but look for the alerts. I'm trying to send out an email when I go live, and then also StreamYard will let Facebook know too. So I don't have a set time for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I just got to look at my calendar. So I do plan to try to go live at least every day this week. That's my plan. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. I'm going to get a couple more questions. So Katrina says, hi, Kim, what can you do about customers deal with cheap customers because they think my fee is the state minimum? I'm trying to not to sound irritated with the cost question. Yes, Katrina. So we talked about that earlier. They need to feel the value of your service. And how are they going to feel that value? When you start asking questions, your screening questions. How many people have to sign? Where am I driving to? Are you driving to me? What kind of document is it? When you start asking all those questions, then they already know, oh, this is not a $2 job. So watch my videos on pricing. I have a whole, maybe 10 videos on how to price your jobs and how to talk about that. And then sometimes, Katrina, at the end of the day, they just may not be your client, because Angela's been running into that a lot recently. She said people just don't want to pay. And if they don't, and I'll tell them, I can tell sometimes they's like, oh, that's just too much. Oh, I thought it was only $2. I'm like, well, you could try your bank for free. And I said, if they won't do it, I'm more of a specialty notary. That means I'm available on weekends, holidays, if it's a document that your bank cannot notarize for you. I let them know the value right up front. I'm not your regular $2 notary. If you need free, you need to go to your bank. And again, it may not be your client. And don't be irritated, because they don't know. They've done a Google search and they say notary in Georgia is $2 or notary in such and such is $5. That's all they looking at. They do not know that you have errors and omission insurance, that you have to put gas in your car. And quite frankly, they don't care about all that. They just need that paper stamp. But you have to care. And that's why I'm big on learning how to price. Learning how to price your services is an art. It's a skill. Okay. If you don't know how to price, you don't have a business. So you have to know. Danielle, hey, how are you? So Facebook says, yes, GNW, professional, 100,000, city, etc. So I think they may be having a private conversation because I'm not sure if that was a question for me or not. Terry C says, ID your signer, look for notarial blocks. Don't forget your oath. See if you swear, use a jurat. Let the client choose. Look over your work 2 to 3 times. You got this. That was for Kim for her signing tomorrow. And you shouldn't be adding too many acknowledgments to someone else's loan signing package. Okay. Special circumstances with that. So be careful about some of that. Okay. Shady Grove Bear says, just ran across this live randomly. I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm interested in all of the notary services. Where do I get started? Hey, Shady Grove. Well, welcome. Welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. Yes. So I'm also part of the Notary Educators team, which is myself, Angela Johnson, and Lexus Franklin. Check out our webpage at notaryeducatorsllc.com. I'm going to put it in the chat too. And it would be our pleasure to help you to get started. Whatever state you are in, I have written a book for it too, to help you start your notary business. Make sure that's right. Yeah, so check out the book. I wrote one for all 50 states, including Washington, D.C. But yeah, it'd be our pleasure to help you. And I do have a video, Shady Grove. I have about 400, I might be 500 on this channel. It's called 12 Ways to Earn Money as a Notary. And it's even more since I did that video. I really need to do an update because it's almost like 20 different ways. So if you're going to do this full time, I really recommend you knowing how to do all of the services that we talk about. Okay, which is proctoring, apostilles, fingerprinting, loan signing, general notary. That's 5 right there. I-9. It's so many. It's so many. Wedding officiant. I mean, it is some money still to be made. People, hey, you're welcome, Sharon. Some people are like, well, always being here is informative. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, people saying there's not no money out here. It is still money to be made. And I always give this example too. Like for myself, I'm open right now, and I might be changing this because some summer hours are here, but I work 9 to 5. I really need to be working 9 to 8. Because after that 5 to 8 o'clock hour, that's when people really need a notary. And I may be changing my hours. I just may be. I haven't committed to it yet. That I used to work 8 to 8. And then I really started doing different things. And I changed my hours some. And then, I had my mom with me and all that. She didn't like people coming to the house at night. And she didn't like us going out at night. But, I lost my mom last year. So now I can actually reconsider that. That was the main reason why I had reduced my hours, because my mom, just like I said, she didn't like people coming to the house after daylight, and she didn't like us going out. She was 87. So she had her own little fears about stuff, which she was right. She was like, it's dangerous out there. You guys out there stamping papers, but people need a notary when they need a notary. So for those who say there is no money, it's not true. And I'm no longer open on Sundays right now because my life changed a little bit on Sundays. So, yeah, so it's a lot of room where if I really need to get my money, I could change some stuff in my life, okay? So that's why I'm telling you that. It's some room out there for you to be making some of that money like I'm leaving on the table, okay? So Katrina says, yes, I purchased your lesson for pricing and marketing. So Katrina, shoot me a email at Notary Educators LLC. Do the contact us, and let's see if we need to have another little conversation to help you feel more confident in that pricing, okay? Because I really want you to feel confident. You took the course. Make sure you did take it from beginning to end. Hey, Linnell, how are you? But don't forget, just reach out to me at Notary Educators, okay? We'll talk about that. Oh, hey, Rochelle. Welcome to the live. Oh, you're welcome, Shady Grove. Thank you for being here. Oh, Notary Down South is doing Angela's apostille course. For those of you who do not know, Angela did release her course, and it is amazing. It's getting amazing reviews, and I'm so proud and happy for her and those who are taking it. I actually watched the course myself, and it is excellent. And I like the fact that you can go back and rewatch. That's why I like the self-paced courses myself, because you can always go back. And then if you decide, guys, you do want to take one of our self-paced courses, you are not just buy a self-paced course and that's it. You never hear from us. There is an email right there in the course, and it's right here, notaryeducatorsllc.com. And just reach out. after you take the course or as you're taking it, write yourself a few notes. Hey, I need a little more clarification on ABC, because we know just taking a self-paced is not going to be sufficient for you to know everything. We know that. So we're here for you. You don't just buy the course one and done. Like I said, as you're going through it, write out your notes. It shouldn't be that much because we're all very thorough. Marjorie says she likes Angela's course too. The way we all teach is very thorough. The way I give it to you here on YouTube, you can only imagine a straight up no chaser in the course. But if you still walk away with, and I get very few emails about people having questions about what did I mean by ABC, because I'm very thorough. But if you did, just write it out, shoot me an email, and we'll put you on the calendar and get it handled, okay? Make sure you know what you're doing, because we don't want you just buying courses and you still don't, and you walk away still saying, what do I do? We're not in that business of doing that. We are here for the long term, as I stated earlier. Rachel said, glad to catch us on the live. Yes, welcome, welcome. Katrina, yes, she's going to reach out. KR, good evening. When someone shows you the driver's license, do you write out the DL number, or do you just put driver's license? So it depends on what state you're in, KR. As far as me and my journal, I'm not even required to have one in my state, but we are going to have a journal, right? We are going to have a journal. We're going to always make sure we have a journal. I just had to block somebody because I don't really know what their comment was about. So they were banned and comment was removed. Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, in our journal, though, so it depends, because some states, I believe it's Texas, they cannot write the number in their journal. So you got to check your handbook first. If your handbook allows it, then I'll just write DL, because it's your driver's license, the number, and the state. I don't get into writing the expiration and all of that unless your state requires it, because with that basic number in the state, they will be able to find a person if they need to. So that less time is better. We want to get in and out, get our money, help the client. Most general notary jobs take less than 10 minutes. I'm going to hang out 3 more minutes and then I'm going to head out. Okay, I hope that helps you with that question. So I'm going to push you back to your handbook, which you should know it front to back. At least read it once front to back. And then that should help you with that, okay? Again, I don't write any more than I have to, because sometimes, too, really quick, for privacy reasons, the clients are on edge. I know one day a lady called me after, because my husband was writing her ID down for me in my journal. So she calls me back. She says, yeah, I remember he took it around the side of the car, and I wanted to make sure he didn't make a picture of it. I was like, no, ma'am, he did not make a picture of your ID. And it's so funny because I had people, she had a little simple document too. It's the people that have the simplest requests that you'll make a lot of money on, sometimes they be the biggest headache. And that was a valid question, though, because, I mean, she wanted to know why was he taking her ID, So it's cool. Let's see. Last thing here. We already talked about Angela's course. Rachel says, I'm a new notary in Roswell, Georgia, and your channel has been an invaluable resource for me. I plan to take your Notarize Like a Pro course soon. Yeah, Rachel, it'd be our pleasure. And like I just said, if you guys have any questions, any of you, while you're taking any of our courses, it could be Alexis's course, Angela's course, whatever you're taking, just write out your few little notes to the side and then shoot us an email. We'll gladly get back with you, okay? And usually we're same day. All right. Well, guys, I am going to head out. I will see you again tomorrow. My goal this week for my business is to go live every day. Hey, Susan, welcome. Go back and catch the replay if you missed it, okay? Again, this is Notary Life with Kimmi. And on behalf of Notary Educators team, we are so glad to be a part of your notary training life and world. Until next time, guys. Bye. I'll see y'all tomorrow.